Mais toujours est-il que la championne du monde a été suffisamment solide dans les tout derniers mètres pour résister aux assauts polonais. Pour le podium protocolaire qui s'impose pour quelques mètres.
There is no luck involved. Only the strongest riders will be there at the finish line in Liège. After the classics we've seen in Flanders in the spring with the cobbles and the steep little hills, the women's peloton moves to the Ardennes Classics. It's a trilogy of 3 races: the Amstel Gold Race, the Flèche Wallonne, and on Sunday, Liège-Bastogne-Liège. After a week of racing, everybody is a little bit tired for these 140 kilometers. 7 hills, and they're steep and they come in quick succession, and there is absolutely not a kilometer on the course that you can recover, making it one of the hardest races on the calendar.
Welcome to the run-up.
Dit zijn? My name is Anne van der Breggen. Cassini Badama. Ruth Winder.
Ashley Moment-Passio.
Demi Vollering.
Do we start again?
The Ardennes Classic Week, it's very important for, I would say, every single rider in the peloton. It's such an iconic week.
The key part of classics is that it's sort of short, sharp efforts. What makes Ardennes different is that the climbs are generally just that much steeper or just that much more challenging.
It's always a really hard one. There's lots of really steep climbs.
Yeah, it's really nice to race in such a strong team, and really nice to see that I can book so much progression from only being a flower girl and now I'm a big rider on the bike.
Yeah, it's my last Liège-Bastogne-Liège. What kind of rider I am. It's just the hard climbs really in the final at the end of the race. I still can do it this year because this year has a big goal. I think it's also because I know it's my last season and something is gonna change after it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, like you want.
Yeah. Want a race?
Bon appétit! Show me. Bon appétit.
Yes, that's ours. It's not even ours, mine.
It's a nice one.
It's ours.
Give it to
Yeah.
Alexander.
I know, but wow, Kiki, what were you doing all that?
I'm so happy.
Wow.
Thank you, Beth, for the cheering and it was
Oh, I need to be so bad.
Look at her face.
You okay?
Yeah, 2 crashes, so not feeling so good.
I'm just gonna get around it. And then Sarah Giganti's bike went flying and took me down. And then the second one was just, I don't know, everyone riding into the back of me. I braked and would have avoided it.
On the CBN they say, the Mier van Anne.
Yeah. You're riding a bike tomorrow morning?
I don't own it.
Yeah, I do. You do own it 7
Yes.
times.
It's funny, yeah. Anna won it so many times.
7 times.
Still, then she's so like.
I'm so
That's
humble.
right. Yeah.
I think it's good to say cheers on a really good day. We all worked for it. Not only we did, but also I may work for it. Smiley, Tim, Danny, thank you a lot.
After Flesh, we can all go into Liège with confidence. The team rode really great, and yeah, Kasia to come second, so close to Anna, who's won it 7 times now, will give her a huge boost of confidence.
If I am just able to stop thinking and only acting and reacting and riding, listening to my gut feelings, then I'm pretty calm and confident about Liège.
On Wednesday, I was really proud about the fact that we executed the plan as we wanted, and it worked out. And on Sunday, I would be really proud if everybody of us would have given her 100%.
Of course, if I see Demi, I just want to make her a good rider, because I saw her racing the years before already, and now she's in the team, and you can really see the fire that she has in her. She has the potential. I mean, she can climb really well, but also in the race yesterday, she made a decision, and I said no on this decision, and she said yes, because she knew it was the right decision. And I think that's tough to really make a decision like that. And in the end, it turned out like it was the good decision.
Only a few years ago, riders flew in on the night before the race, but now they're here for the entire week. They go on recon rides, they go to the most important places of the race to see how the road service is, for example. Maybe that changed, and maybe there's a pothole or a hole in the street that you really want to be aware of, otherwise you might puncture. So that is a very important indicator of how the sport is becoming more professional.
It's really good to do recon just to refresh your memory from the past, or just to learn about the new parts of the race. It's very important to just be aware of what's happening, what's going to happen during the race, what's waiting for you.
You normally go left over the bridge.
Yeah.
We actually shoot straight in town.
Oh. Okay.
My run up to Liège is just about rest, really. You've done all the hard work now. The only thing you could do is just not rest enough. And so it's a bit boring sitting around in the hotel room, but Netflix is pretty stocked.
I like to be well prepared, to know what is expecting me, to know well the route. As I said, luckily I have technological teammates and DS that can show me really well the road, or we go for a recon, but I always study the lap very well.
Training is actually done. It's what you've done before, and you should feel ready for this. For athletes, it's quite an easy week, because it's just focusing on the next race every time. Just have some good company with your teammates. Go very deep in the races, hoping for a good result. And even if it wasn't, then you go on to the next one. Take some rest and be ready for it.
And we just had a nice, very easy, pleasurable ride. We spent a couple hours on the bike, but no one was hurt with it. It was something that helps you spin your legs out properly after the race, and also helps you to get to know the course better.
I think it's really important to recover fast in between the races. Stay focused in your mind. You had one race and maybe there happened something in the race. Yeah, what stays in your mind, you really need to forget that. Take the lessons with you and go next to the next one.
Mijn hoofd is gegroeid vandaag.
This little flag. Goodbye.
I'm feeling a change coming. I'm feeling a change coming.
Women's cycling has changed a lot over the years that I've been involved in the sport. There's way more depth in the women's peloton now, and this year in particular is a testament of that.
It's true bike racing without side doors or anything. It's true bike racing.
The level of women's cycling is going up so much, which is really awesome. I just think the depth of the field every single year gets bigger and bigger.
Exposure has definitely changed the game, not only in terms of helping with sponsorship, but also in terms of, creating, value for all the roles in women's cycling. So not only for those who win, but also for those who work hard to set up the win.
I love that more men's cycling teams are having women's teams, just because I feel it's really good. The infrastructure is already there. They can kind of build upon each other. It's really good to market both the men's and women's team.
We have all these really awesome one-day races now, but we're lacking a couple of stage races, especially earlier in the year. I think it would be nice to round out that calendar a little bit better, so that we don't just have one-day races early in the year. Maybe there's an option of sending the second team to a stage race.
It should be normal to watch the men's race and the women's race. We want people watch both and that they like both races. It takes time, but I think with the broadcast we have this year, it's going very fast at the moment.
Well, I think the biggest development in the women's cycling is how strong all the athletes are, and if you see now how many riders can win. We're not finished yet. It keeps going like this, and I think it also will more spread out and get wider and wider.
If you look at the results list, there's only one name on place one, but cycling is actually a team sport.
Super Domestique is basically the rider that just dies 1,000 deaths to help the person that wins get the win.
Yeah, for me, when a teammate is winning, it's like I'm winning. It's the same. I mean, I would be so happy of course I would be happy if I win, but if teammate win, it's the same for me. I mean, if I could help in the race and I was there to help her and then she do it, it's just perfect.
Yeah, cycling is a strange sport because it's a team sport, but one person gets on the podium, and I think that's often kind of the most difficult thing for people to really understand, and it's also what makes the sport so challenging in terms of bringing a team together.
And that's also the problem, because most of the people, they don't understand this. They just look at the ranking and they see me place 30 or 40 or whatever, and they're like, oh, Elise, the race was not so good, you did 30 or 40, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point, I think that's the problem of most of people don't understand this, and they don't understand it's really like a team sport.
On race day, for example, mechanics wake up hours and hours before the start of the race to make sure that all the bikes are okay. The night before, the sports director has already gone to the meeting with all the other sports directors and organisers to see the latest changes in the course, for example. They have had a meeting with their riders about tactics. The soigneurs make sure that the riders have something to eat during the race, that they kept warm after the finish, that they have something to eat in the bus back to the hotel, and of course get that very well-deserved massage.
Welcome!
How was your day, you guys?
Pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
Do you like the new course?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that much different. We don't have this long climb that normally everything would happen on. And they added a shorter but quite steep climb towards the end before the final climb. I'm really bad with those names, so I will not tell you.
What do you think is going to happen then Sunday?
Fuego, fire.
That's what we are waiting
From our wheels.
It's really hard to pinpoint now who's going to win.
It's about reading the race on the day. It's difficult to say ahead of time. You have to be in the race, reading, observing during the race to kind of be able to gauge.
There's always Anna van der Breggen and there's Annemiek van Vleuten. I mean, those are the ones to beat. Kasia has been showing really, really good form. I mean, she will be up there too. And then we have a lot like, Vollering has been racing so well.
I hope it will be a really small group riding to the finish, and maybe I can win the sprint there.
You should be a good sprinter, but otherwise you should attack before the finish.
There's always another climb coming or an important part of the race, so you just have to be kind of on in lots of different ways like that.
You gotta be very strong, you need to be confident, you need to have a lot of trust in your team.
And then just have a bit maybe of luck and then win.
You cannot be afraid of taking risk when it's necessary or when your gut feelings are telling you what to do.
You really have to be smart in every kind of race, to be fair, because in the end, cycling is not only watts and power.
The riders are fully committed to just like do their job in 100%. Everyone is paying attention to little details. Everyone wants to train as much as it's possible. Everyone wants to be there on the top.
2 second places. How hungry does that make you for Liège?
Really hungry. Yeah, 2 times second in just a little bit. It feels like I also could win that race, so yeah.
We always want to win, so whether you won the last one or whether you hope to win the next one, I think that kind of stays the same.
It's really hard to win these races, so I think sometimes you can still take some good confidence out of having had good 2 races and then hoping for the last one to win. But I mean, it doesn't always happen. We all know that.
I hopefully will win the race, and hopefully soon, because I can't wait anymore. But yeah, I really like to win a race.
I really, really liked when last year we won in Nice, La Course, for instance, and I saw Lizzie smiling. It was like kind of home race for her, and I was like, yeah, good job, Elisa. You made somebody happy. Like, it's just nice. I like it.
They asked me if I'm which kind of person I am before a race. I'm always ready an hour before.
Yeah, always the first one.
Always the first. Hey, you see, I'm not lying.
I don't know if eager is the word. Maybe, yeah. Okay, maybe, yeah. Elisa's definitely eager. She loves to race her bike, so she's always like, I'm ready. Yes, Elisa is always the first. Like, sometimes she puts her chamois on, and I'm like, Elisa, we have 2 hours. You really need to be in the chamois. And, actually, sometimes she puts her helmet on, like, an hour before the start, and she just sits in her helmet with her chamois and her helmet on. So, yes, she's always prepared.
I switch on the day of the race. Not too much thinking. I think I'm a person that thinks too much, and I tried in the last couple of years to not think too much about the race, and it works really well.
Like, you know that the strongest person wins, and you want to show that I am the strongest. You want to show or prove your team that, okay, he put all that energy or like the trust into me, so now I have to show you that I'm up there.
I would not calculate things in pressure. That's something which comes from the outside, and I think it's good only to look to yourself. When is something successful and when is it not?
We have now met the riders. We know their characters, their strengths, their weaknesses. We know what it takes. There were highs, there were lows in the run-up to Liège-Bastogne-Liège. Tomorrow we race La Redoute, La Rochefoucauld. A bunch sprint, another solo. It's all in the cards.